Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the 5th episode of the 3rd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click it, put the password in, and enjoy. So I'm excited for today because I've had a 5-day break. You know, I've been resting the voice. I've been on vacation. I've come back. It feels good to be in the chair, and I cannot wait to see, obviously, what we've got going on in today's episode. I was saying in last episode, you know, they were spraying the chemicals onto the fence, and obviously I was like, it's kind of similar to the season 1, but then one of you good guys on the Patreon have obviously told me that, you know, if you listen closely, Michael was saying that he needed the chemicals onto the fence because at a certain temperature it starts to erode, and that is probably what's going to happen. They're probably going to start a fire, or they're going to start something, do you know what I mean, that they can use the chemical reaction to obviously bite and get through the fence, and then that can help them obviously facilitating their escape. So that's pretty good as well. I'm glad somebody done that in the comments. Another thing that I thought was really interesting is that Sucre now is kind of inside the prison. Yes, he's pretending to be the gravedigger. Oh, he might actually be the gravedigger because the other one was greedy. Yes, you know, they went over, they tried to bribe him to be on their side, they give him a bit of money, then he wanted more. She was having none of it, wasn't she? She just whipped a gun out, shot him. Lincoln wasn't happy with it, but they've got no time to spare. You know, time's ticking, it's running down. You know, nobody's ever broke out of Sona before, and you know, Michael's only kind of got like a week left. They've seen Sarah, she's been killed, and obviously that's trying to motivate Lincoln to get Michael to go and push it and get out there quicker. He don't want anything to happen to his son. Personally, I do not think Sarah's died, but obviously it looks like it right now. You know what I mean? You got to play, and you've got to obviously go with the cards that you've been dealt, and it looks like she has been killed, and that is used as a motivation for Lincoln. But he cannot tell Michael that because he'll know he'll be demotivated. He'll obviously be in turmoil, and that will obviously hinder his son's life, so he has to keep going like everything is okay. But Sucre does know she's died. He was in the room when he was having a conversation, and maybe that gets relayed to Michael inside the prison, because I don't know if he knows that Michael has no idea about Sarah. It's interesting what's going on because Bellic tried to obviously, you know, kind of climb the ladder with Lechero. He was saying that he seen Michael outside burying stuff, and he was basically saying that he's using him. He said, I've been in your position before, I've been in Fox River, and you know, they used me to get into the guard room to facilitate an escape, and they're doing it here. You know, what is a coincidence that the power's gone down? You know what I mean? And Michael's the only person with the solution, and now he's outside, he's doing everything, and like he's the best gift that's ever arrived here. Do you know what I mean? Started getting Lechero thinking a little bit, you know, maybe he's telling the actual truth. He's gone outside, he's looked, he's dug it up, nothing's there. Michael did actually just tape a bit of duct tape around some wires. The thing is, Michael did actually set the whole thing up though, because he did use the necklace from the guy who's like, Michael Jordan, basketball, America, do you know, that young one? As it's not a conductor of electricity, he's gone in, he's kind of put it in the machine, and he's obviously like paused the electric, he's kind of like held it in a stable thing, so it looked like the prison's gone down. And then obviously after all this has happened, you know, Michael's looked all great, he's gone in, pulled it out, power's back on, managed to get a cell closer to the wall so he can look outside and kind of carry on planning his escape. Do you know what I mean? It's very good, clever from Michael, and I'm interested to see what we have in store today. Thanks for checking it out. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you do, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. What's he threw down there? Oh, here we go. You know, I wouldn't have thought they would have seen that, especially in the dark as well. Something must have triggered it for him to look over there.
Rise early, work hard.
Just trying to get a drink of water, Alex.
As a devoted student of your work and skills, I really look forward to progress on your plan, Michael.
Reckon this guy's been implanted? Or do you reckon he's just a criminal like everybody else in there?
I'm so ready to get out of here anytime you are.
Lincoln's always there to visit him, innit?
She's got the book, man. The bird guide. She worked it out. So we have no leverage. Did you ask for a recent photo of LJ and Sarah? She showed me the pictures, but she wouldn't let me keep them. We break out tomorrow. Let's just focus on that. Let's just keep on track.
Michael is actually asking for something normal, isn't he?
I ran some tests last night. Military jeeps patrol the perimeter at night. There's no way of telling where they're going to be in the dark. They're out there all night. We're doing this tomorrow. In the middle of the day.
Well, that's what they do then. So when they get brought in, everybody just gets stripped to the clothes. But Michael didn't do that, did he? I wonder if it's because he stood his ground or something.
I'm greedy, my friend. I'm gonna need a watch. I'm also also gonna need some binoculars.
Mate, you can swipe them instantly. They just right at the door.
Out of the cell block. Shouldn't be a problem. The grate and the bars are weak. But we're gonna need some kind of rope, some kind of ladder to let us down on the other side. And yesterday, when we were digging, I saw the glare from the sun hit this guy in the late afternoon. Looked like he had to turn away. As far as this other guard, his weakness is yet to be determined. We gotta get to know them.
See, I know that it might be far-fetched and everything, and I know that these people want, obviously, him out of the prison, this Whistler, but can they not help on the outside? I know that they come and they kind of try to help Lincoln last episode acquire, you know, the Gravedigger or whatnot, and obviously he didn't kind of facilitate or want to take part, so they ended up getting Sucre, but, like, can they not come to the perimeter themselves? And I know that they said that they can't go in and pull him out and do all this because of obviously the high profile, you know, accusations of his crime, and he can't get themselves involved. But if they started to create noise, fire, fireworks, you know what I mean, fighting, distraction on, say, the left side of the prison, that's going to focus a lot of attention from the guards over there. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be like, what's going on? Like, why is this noise happening? Let's go and investigate. Do you know what I mean? And then while that distraction's happening, Michael and that can, like, sneak out on the right side. Do you know what I mean? So they use them on the out to obviously come out on the right. Now, I know that he's just saying that there's a football match going on, and obviously, like, he's going to hope that that's the distraction that they need. It's kind of the same with what I'm proposing, but I just reckon that, you know, with the game going on, people focusing on that, also with them outside creating noise, don't even have to be anything criminal or anything, just enough to get people going, what's going on over there, let's go and have a look. Do you know what I mean? Take a few minds off looking at the prison. It'll just be better for them. Do you know what I mean? Give them extra options. But also, again, you know, if you look at it, everybody kind of wants to get out of there right now, you know. So you got Bellick, he kind of knows what's going on. He knows Michael's up to something. He's going to be watching him all the time. Mahomes wants a part of it as well. Do you know what I mean? He's been talking about it the last few episodes. And then you got obviously Michael and Whistler who are actually going to take part in the escape. Now, I'm not too sure who's going to go and run and how, what is it, Sucre's kind of helped in this situation. But getting over to that fence where they sprayed the chemicals, it's going to be hard in it. But he's saying that the sun's coming down, blocking one guy in the tower. They've just got to determine the weakness on the other one.
There's only one real road that goes.
We don't want a real road. It's not an option.
When Whistler's free, I need to get to him as soon as possible.
I'm still trying to work out what's gonna happen once I get past the fence.
I'll let you know all the details once I know them, and then I'll call you.
Jay's fine. You have 34 hours.
Mate, I'd actually want proof this time. Do you know what I mean? I know Michael asked for it and he can't give it, but I'd ask for LJ's.
I already know.
Eres Jorge Rivera, ¿cierto? ¿Sí? ¿Quieres que te lleve mi carro?
I don't think you understand, mate. Get in the car.
Arreglo con su predecesor.
What's he got there? You know what? I'm not too sure what he's just said to him. I think one of you guys actually told me a website that I can actually go and it'll start translating it for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been away for a week, or I need to go back and find that exact website. You know what I mean? Because there's quite a lot of conversations going on in Spanish, and they do last a long time as well. You know, if it's one or two words here and there, that's fine. But I'm not too sure what's going on there. My perception of that is, has he just given him a gun? I feel like the guys just turned up, said, you work in the prison, you're the blah, blah, blah. I want you to go in. I want you to take out Whistler. That's what I think that this guy has just told him. I could be totally well off. I don't know Spanish at all. But that's what I'm thinking that he said.
Made the same mistake when I walked in here. Tried to hang on to my wallet. Next thing I knew, I spent the next 2 days kneecap deep in human feces. Cheese.
I'm not hungry. I saw the other Americans. So none of you have called the embassy, huh?
Us gringos ain't all butt buddies. You want it? Because I'll keep it.
This guy's definitely been planning to go in there. It's not a coincidence he's
Your cell should provide a good view of the guard I saw yesterday. Keep track of everything he does, and when he does it, look for that glare.
See,
Say about all work and no play. I need his rest.
your clientele keeps a tight schedule. Gotta make sure I see to their needs.
I gave you a more important task.
Haven't heard a thing.
And listen harder.
She must get paid absolutely loads. Do you know what I mean? She's literally playing with fire going in there like that.
Excuse me.
Suppose you were married to the job. Rabid insomniac, typical lawman.
Just like you reek of live bait.
Now this guy hasn't so much as scratched his jock in an hour.
Oh, he's not seeing it.
Now we might just have a break.
Oh, do them two know each other? No, he's not actually gone after.
Hit him hard at 313. Turned to his right and ignored everything to the west for the next 6 minutes.
Turn to adjust the antenna.
That's nothing we can count on.
There is a device we can build out of some pretty common materials. It's almost like a radio, except it...
I really want to know who this guy is, to be honest. Who's he actually working for?
What's your deal? Public intoxication, tourist in trouble? What is it?
I don't like people asking too many questions when I've done nothing wrong, huh?
It's rule number one. You mind your own business, you hear me? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You got it.
Still trying to figure out who he is. Did he even say his name? Do we even know it yet?
He used to come around by himself and sit down in the bar.
Being on the waitress, that's romantic.
He is.
What's going on? Elizabeth. Yeah. Is your car?
Es mi carro. Los papeles están en la guantera.
The papers in the dash, right? I love it when they do this because I've never seen this before.
No viene a Panamá.
This road is not for tourists. I'll catch you out here again. I'll remember you.
At least she had the paperwork on her though. Do you know what I mean? It was registered to her.
More of these. We can make a rope out of this hammock.
You know what? We're not seeing Michael's ink all season. Do you know what I mean? They committed it in season 1, didn't they?
We've got less than 24 hours.
We'll make it.
Tell me why.
What?
What's so urgent we can't get you out of here the day after tomorrow?
I don't know.
That's actually true, man. I'd love to know more about his background. Like, did he actually do the crime that he's being accused of? Do you know what I mean? And why did he want him out so bad? And why is this specific time frame?
Want everything in here?
Yeah, thanks.
$99.25.
There.
All right.
I'm not going anywhere until you tell me where we're going.
Solana Beach. They killed Sarah. I'm trying to make damn sure they don't kill my son.
Oh, well, the last 2 seasons, I really enjoyed Lincoln, actually. You know what I mean? I think his character's pretty decent.
Augusto, he won't pay the payment for you anymore. He said it's not his responsibility and that I should ask you.
No. I don't pay for sex.
Who's the Augusto? And why has he stopped his payments? It always happens that. Do you remember when Abruzzi lost his payments as well? All his privileges started to dwindle down.
¿Cargado la comida ahora? No, jefe, es que yo soy el nuevo sepulturero. ¿Ha leído el libro de las reglas? Sí, señor.
I don't have all the answers. All I know is it's my job to get you out of here.
It's got to be something to do with that bird book and the coordinates in it that they specifically want in that location.
I was getting pretty sensitive about the cash flow.
Well, I'm a little short right now.
No worries, Alex. I am not gonna leave you hanging, all right?
And the guy's had his binoculars and his microwave stolen. He's fuming.
How in the hell is the microwave going to help us? I guess we'll find out.
Why has he still got that cup? I want to know why it's so significant. He got it at the start of the episode. Do you know what I find mad? It's just like the drug addiction like thing. It's like they spend all the time trying to save up or trying to get the drug. Then it lasts like, I don't know, a couple of hours and then they get back into that position. But I can never judge somebody because I've never been in a position where I've actually needed something so much to feel normal. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, until you've experienced that, you can't really say how somebody feels. But obviously in a place like this, you know, he's obviously feeling okay now. Probably lasts a couple of hours, but then when it wears off, he's going to be in a position where he obviously owes money, he can't pay it. You know, you got people probably going to want to be on his back. You know, he's going to be suffering as well for most of his time in there. And it's like, inside a place like this is where you just spiral out of control. It actually really is. Like, you can see that T-Bag was absolutely loving it when he said, "Don't worry, Alex, I'll keep a tab." It's just going to get him into a bad situation. But like I said, mate, you know, he's obviously must have been heavily reliant on the drugs outside. I know that we did see him taking it all of the time and he was kind of shaking, but now he's on to the hard stuff. The only stuff that can kind of keep him sane. Oh, yeah, they're listening to the match.
If you hook up a power source to a transmitter, it generates a pulse, and that pulse crashes anything electronic.
Guessing you always won the elementary science fair.
I want to know, so if he can take out the guard tower, is he not going to take out, obviously, inside as well? Do you know what I mean? And they're going to lose their, obviously, connection to the game. There we go.
Did it crash the telly?
Too far away.
Oh, that's interesting. Don't think he shot at Michael, but looks like it. Oh, he has shot at Michael.
Colonel's coming. Will you stay here? Do not let him see you. Do not.
There's a gun in your prison, and it was pointing at one of my men. We are going to find it.
Well, that guy got something delivered by Sucre, and I want to know what that was as well. I'm assuming it was a weapon.
What am I supposed to do in here?
The Look like you're having fun.
You know, Lincoln, I don't automatically trust people either, but at least I can tell when they have good intentions.
She's just gonna sunbathe and look like she's having fun. I felt like Lincoln and her could get together this season, but then obviously she said that Whistler, sorry, was a boyfriend.
You need something?
What?
You need something.
Don't you worry, it's all gonna be okay.
Look, so many girls can take my place.
He's smart, he knows you're better than them. You are a queen.
Oye, ¿no tienes hambre?
Whose cell is that? In the corner? You! Is that your cell?
It's mine. I found this. It's not a weapon. Why were you watching me?
You'd have to just come up with some sort of like lie, but kind of like believable. You're like, look, mate, I'm in prison. It's boring. I've got a cell that's got a view. Yeah, I found this in it. I've literally only just been in here for a week or so. Check the records. You can tell that I'm telling the truth. You know, I come into this cell. It was there. I've got a view. I'm looking out. I'm trying to keep entertained. See what's out there. See if I can see different things. You know what I mean? Try and take my mind off being stuck here in these four walls, sweating my back out. Do you know what I mean? Like, just got to give something believable like that. Because if I was in there and I had some binoculars or a rifle scope or whatever, I would be looking out as well. Do you know what I mean? I'd just be checking the scenery, the sky, the outside and all that. I know that we obviously know that he's trying to facilitate an escape. But, you know what I mean? Like, I'd say I'm not specifically watching you. That's just you being paranoid just because you're a guard. But obviously, they are right. You know what I mean? They are right.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Why were you watching me?
Cinco. I wasn't watching.
Cuatro. Tres.
It's mine.
Why were you watching him?
I was watching birds. You see?
Why did you not speak up before?
You're coming and beating everyone up. Scared?
I was scared.
Yeah, déjalo.
Literally what I just said actually worked, you know, it's pretty similar. I was saying that I was looking at the scenery and outside and trying to take my mind off the walls, and he just said he was looking at birds, and he was like, yeah, okay, that's good enough, and just left. You'd be able to get that off though, wouldn't you? A padlock, is that not all it is? You'd be able to bash it at some point.
You need to look pretty for Lechero. Wait right here.
I hid your woman in a safe place, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it was a close call.
They're gone.
I should go too. No, I should get home.
Patron, I gave her the money. I'm gonna replace it myself. At the end of the day, when I get my cut, I just didn't get a chance to tell you. She had no money to get home.
Is this true?
Yes.
Did this for me. The one who does all the useful things for me. And now you do the thinking for me.
Kind of saved it there. I wonder why he wants to with that woman. Do you know what I mean? Maybe if he wants to have sex with her himself, or has he got a higher player in his mind?
You know, before I was arrested, a man came to my flat and took my addresses. They know the name of everyone I care about. Well, they already found everyone I care about. If you can't get me out of here, tell me now.
Hey, does this guy think that Michael's got some great plan or something? He's here the whole time. He's kind of winging it.
Brother and I wanted to come down here to Panama and start a dive shop like the one we're at today.
So you can make it work.
It's only gonna work if Whistler cooperates. He plays games, people get hurt. Or getaway vehicle.
Getaway vehicle? What is it?
Next time you see Whistler, I want you to tell him what you saw.
No. El trato fue por una sola vez. Difícil. Ese no es el punto. Una sola vez, una sola vez.
I'd be sick of this guy getting out of the car.
Funcionar bien para nosotros.
You know what, right? I'd be interested to know if Sucre and Co knew that this was kind of going to happen anyway. And does that make sense? Like, I know that he's kind of acting like he's sheepish and he don't want to do it, he don't want to play a part in that, but like, when he took that role, obviously, well, he had to take it because of that. The other guy was, you know, not playing ball, so to speak, and she killed him, didn't she? But, like, did they know that this was going to happen anyway? And that's how they're going to get inside, they're going to give information and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, he seemed scared and fuming a couple of seconds ago, but then at the end there, he seemed like he was all right and kind of smiling a little bit, so I'm not too sure, really.
I know you, huh?
Fred, no.
Yeah. McFadden. Nice. 1997.
Sorry. You confused me with someone else.
Yeah, I swear. You were with the ambassador.
You've mistaken me for someone else.
Yo, is this guy a big time player? He's not a bird thinger. He's like high up in a country.
I'm sure
Oh, paranoia.
Cart's behavior in as much detail as you guys, but I did notice something yesterday.
Why is the guy throwing the same thing in the same spot and finishing it at the same time?
Where'd you get your cup, Alex?
Not in the courtyard, but apparently it's from him. If we get to that cup,
we get to the man.
That's interesting. I was actually thinking, you know, what is the significance of the cup? Because obviously it did blow in at the very start of the episode as well. It wasn't like even midway through. It was very close to the start and he's picked it up and then kind of like all episode he's been holding it. And I was even saying there when he was sat on the wall, or well, his head was on the wall and he was looking out. I was like, what's the significance of that cup? Honestly, why has he got it with him again? And obviously they just figured it out there that the guard's obviously changing shifts. The guy's getting his fix, his coffee, finishing it in the same exact spot and dropping it on the floor. Again, do you know what I mean? It's all about the small details. You think that something's just a gloss over, do you know what I mean? Something that just happens, but somebody else in a desperate time, you know what I mean, and an urgent need will use that and it'll be a piece of their jigsaw, you know what I mean? And you put it in and it makes the whole bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? This is just one step they need to kind of progress forward. Now, they can't get into the cell, but he's only been chained up. I'm sure that they could get something in there to be able to break the padlock off, you know what I mean? Like, it's all chains as well. Now, I get that they've come in and they've seen a sniper scope in there. I kind of said, you know, I would have said that I was looking out the scenery, you know, bored inside, I was looking outside. He said that he was bird watching, he thought fast on his feet. I wonder where he got that book from, to be honest. I can't remember how many of these books are knocking around, you know. He had one in a lockbox, which his girlfriend's gone and got, and then Lincoln's took it off her, who's then ended up giving it that woman, and then Lincoln had the real one and she had the fake one, but then later on down the line she come back to Lincoln and Lincoln give her that book again, the real one. So that was 2 of them, and then this guy's got one in here, so then that's 3 of that book. It's just like, is it the same book that's being passed around? Do you know what I mean? Like, has he got that real one again or not? I don't know. But he was saying to Michael before that, what did he want from me? Michael's like, I mean, I'm not really too sure. You know what I mean? I've just been given a plan. He's saying, well, you know, when they come and grab me, they had a list of all my family and the addresses and everybody that I actually care about. They're going to hurt them. And once I've took them to the location or whatever it is that they need me to take them to, then they'll just kill me anyway. Do you know what I mean? Michael said, well, you know, that's kind of a you problem. You know, they've got everybody that I care about. They've got Sarah, they've got LJ. So, you know, don't make me try and feel guilty about what they've got information on you when they've got all the information on me and everybody that I actually love. Another interesting thing is as well is that Lincoln's just gone to the beach and buried something and said to that woman that this is our getaway vehicle, but he's sure it was inside a cooler, and I'm not really too sure what it actually was. But he's ended up turning around this time and said, look, we're a team. You know what I mean? Tell him inside that we are a team. You know, it's not individuals, it's not you, it's not him, it's not me, it's not Michael. It's together, we're a group. We're in this. Nobody's ever broke out sonar before, and if we just to successfully do it, do you know what I mean? We have to be one unit. Well, that was interesting, and then obviously, if you look at what's going on here with, what's his name now, Teabag, so far, everything that he's been doing is to Lechero's liking. Everything's kind of wiping his ass and doing everything perfectly for him. But now, obviously, he's saying, look, mate, getting into situations now where you're thinking and you're doing things on behalf of me, thinking that I would have done that. You know what I mean? We need to put a stop to these, you know, well, certain scenarios that are taking place. You're trying to become me, think for me, do my thing for me. I'm not having it. Boom, he gave him a punch. But then he told him to carry on and do his business, you know. So, again, I thought that was interesting. He has been growing up into the ranks. The other guy was actually looking at it as well in the corner. Do you know, the one that I said that I thought that he was going to have a fight between them later on in the show. He's been getting something as well, Sucre. Not too sure what it is. And like I said, it looked like Sucre's been asked to drop another parcel in. And I don't know if it's part of their play or it's them being pressurised into doing something and he just rocking with it because obviously they've got a time frame to get this guy out. I'm not too sure. But actually, you know, it's really interesting. Like I said, the escape's supposed to happen tomorrow, so episode 6, so I can't wait for it. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Michael has been asking Lincoln for, you know, proof that LJ and Sarah are okay. Now, Lincoln said that he's seen it, you know, she's give it to him, but he's not allowed to come and show them to. You know, it's a bit suspicious for Michael, but he's got to hope that his brother's telling the truth, and he has no reason to believe that his brother would actually lie to him. Now, interestingly, you know, the reason why Lincoln's not actually telling him is because he feels that it'll demotivate Michael. You know what I mean? But I also feel like, you know, the company, they would have thought that it would have motivated Michael. You know, I feel like it was kind of opposite. You know, they done it because they thought that Michael, knowing that Sarah was killed and the potential death of LJ, would motivate him to obviously want to get out of the prison, and maybe even motivate him to want to go after them, which obviously would actually spur Michael on, if that was his intentions, to get out and avenge Sarah's death. But the other way, you know, he's held the information himself, and he's kept it, Lincoln. He's not relayed it to Michael because he thinks it'll be a hindrance, and he'll feel like he will no longer actually have the, you know, the ability and the logical mind thinking to facilitate the escape, knowing that Sarah's death has obviously occurred, and you know, he's just recline, so to speak, you know, digress, and just sit in a corner and probably you know what I mean, start going a bit crazy. So it's interesting to think like the two different ways and the approaches that are going on. But Michael here, he's accepted what Lincoln said, and he's gone and he's tried to kind of plan the escape that's going to happen in tomorrow's episode, hopefully, or the attempt or the start. But another thing that could have actually, you know, been a spanner thrown into the works is that a new person has been brought into the prison now, and I think that he's been put in there for a purpose, me. You know, I don't even think it's a company that's dropped him in there. I feel like somebody else might have done it, which again is really interesting. Whole episode has been kind of sketchy. We don't really know his name. Straight away, he refused to obviously give his wallet over, and he got a little beat down off that guy, didn't he? And Bellick come over and he gave him a bit of cheese, and he was telling him that I'd done that the first time. And then for the next few days, I was, you know, knee deep in shit, and I was not having a good time. Do you know what I mean? He's basically saying that he needs to keep his head up, you know, pick who he wants to be friends with. And, well, basically, there's rules in these places, and if people come over and ask for stuff, just rock with it for now. He also, though, has been watching Michael. He's been watching Mahomes. I think he's spying, and he obviously knows who Whistler is. Now, another thing that was really interesting is at the end of the episode, whilst Michael was around, whilst Mahomes was around, he's gone over there and he said something that I seen you... Did he say something like Monaco? And he was like, what? Or he said something like that anyway. Marseille, I can't remember now. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, yeah, back in 97, I seen you there. You know, you was up there with the... He said pretty much like a high person, you know what I mean? Like I seen you with the general, or I seen you with the prime minister, or something like that. I can't remember now. But basically, it kind of made Michael and, you know, Mahomes think, is this guy actually... a sailor, you know what I mean, a bird watcher, whatever he's trying to portray himself as, a fisherman. I don't think he is, because we haven't actually had his story confirmed to us, who his identity is. We haven't actually had it confirmed to us that he did kill that person, and it's actually factually, you know what I mean. We've had the accusations, and we're told why he's in there, and we're told why he's high priority, and we're told why he can't bring him out. But is that because he is a person high up in government, and you can't go in and do that inside another country? Do you know what I mean? Is it because he actually did do the killing, and you can't do that because obviously the magnitude of it? You know, it's interesting, but they've dropped that in, or this guy's purposely dropped that in to make them question, who is he? And now it's making me think, who actually is he? Because he's just come out of that conversation again. He's weird, mate. That guy, the sun must be getting to him. He don't know what he's talking about. But I actually think he does know what he's talking about. And I feel like this guy is really, really high up now, and is obviously a key person in society, wherever, you know, Australia or whatnot. I mean, do you know what, right? That little bit there is just exciting me, because obviously if he was a fisherman, I'm not saying that it's not good, because, you know, I don't understand why it has a massive impact on the escape and everything that's going on. But if he is a really high person, you know what I mean, he's got a lot of influence in the world, and like, you know, bigger parties, bigger, you know, governments and all that want to get him out, then it does kind of just make it a bit more interesting and a bit more exciting to see obviously what happens once he get outside of the prison. Because he did ask Mahomes, didn't he, himself, what's your story? Not the one now. What's the one that's going to be written once you get out of it? You know what I mean? And that's what I would like to know. If this guy is really, really big, and obviously he's got a lot of backing behind him, then what is his story? What's Michael's going to be, and Lincoln's and co, once they do actually get him out, or if they don't get him out, what the repercussions? It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait for it. Hopefully the escape starts tomorrow. I'm not expecting it to happen. I just want it to be the beginning, so I can't wait. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.